Good morning. Is anybody around? I know. I had my live setup and then started doing some other stuff. Hi, Catherine and Beth. Good morning. I'm a little running slow this morning, partly because the weather has changed. Let me pull a chair around. And I hope nobody cares, but whoever's on here first gets to hear it. I'm still in my pajamas. We're going to discuss whatever we're going to discuss as if you were visiting and I'm in my pajamas, because that's where it was. I was going to go, but I was running out of time. Hey, I got my hair done. How's everybody's week been? As you see the top of my head. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody can see anything they don't want to see. And Catherine, it was kind of cold, wasn't it? Kind of cold last night. And cold in an Arizona sense, not in a, hey, I grew up in Maine sense, okay? And I don't know if it shows for you guys, but, oh, I forgot to fix something. Let me do it really fast before I forget any. They always have this. I want to see all messages. And please, guys, don't forget the uppercase Q thing for me, please. We're all still in our pajamas, including me. So, Catherine, for Arizona, it got cold last night, didn't it? I had to close all the windows. Well, except for I have one window that stays open about that much, like year round. And then the window that I have the board I have a small 2-inch-ish board with a couple of holes drilled in it, that the wires from my solar panels, that's how they come inside. And that has a little tiny hole, I don't know if it's 3/4 of an inch hole, but anyways. So those two things stay open year round. But when I'm running the wood stove, that gives that extra ventilation and stuff, even if it gets really cold and snowy and whatever else. But this is my winter pajamas. And last year I caught a sale when a store was closing, and even though I would have probably picked a darker color sweatshirt, when I got it I think I bought it for like $1. I might have paid $1.50 for it. And it was brand new. I was like, that's okay. Winter pajamas, no big deal. And if it gets soot on it from the wood stove, we won't worry about it. Yeah. So, hey, Liana Banana. Yeah. And so, I did that. And then I had bought, do you remember last winter I bought pajama bottoms pants from Dollar General? They were on sale for like $5 or something, and they have smiley faces all over them. So my pajamas don't match, but they're warm and long. And Wendy's looking at me through the window outside, the window behind. Let's see. Give a little. She's in her. Oops. I may have. Hi, Donna Kay. Yeah, the screen is showing a lot. Oh, she went behind a tree. She's out there with the cats this morning, trying to be in the sunshine some. She has on her pajamas. When I first got her, somebody gave me their old pets, their leftover old pet. That doesn't come out right, but I know what I mean. Their pet outgrew their t-shirts. So they gave me the t-shirts. And one of them, there she is. One of them is pink. And there she is right there. Let's pull up it. But you can, because I'm blowing it up, you can see the screen more than the window. Anyway, so she has that little pink t-shirt on. That's what she's wearing for her pajamas. Okay, whoops. I didn't tighten the tripod good. But anyways, that's where she is. She's outside. And, okay. So that's pajama thing. So we're having a pajama morning, people. That would be a good, now that I'm thinking about it, that would be a good advertisement. Having a pajama morning. Anyway. So, yeah. A lot of people lurk when I come in like this and stuff like that. And, who's this? Iris? Busy morning. Just jumped the van to go get... Oh, jump. I hope you meant jumped in the van. 700 on brakes. Now the engine light's on. Oh, I'm so sorry, Iris. Vehicle problems are just too much. I get it. I so get it. I'm so sorry, honey. So guys, add that to our prayer list for whatever, right? Nothing's wrong here. It just got cold, you know. It's just, what was that? Yeah, the cold weather has just totally arrived. And once it does this, it's not going back. What it will do is the weather will, especially in Apache County, but around this area of Arizona, all over where I've been in the years. Hey, George and Tammy, I'm glad you guys came. The temperature, what it will start to do once it gets down to the first good cold night, then it starts this graph. I'm thinking in the manner of graphs, okay? So it starts, it'll go up and up and up, but not very warm, right? It won't get in the 90s. And then it'll go down and down and down. And it'll kind of hang around here for about a month or so, so that whatever we had last night, I don't even know what the temperature was last night. I want to get one of those thermometers. If somebody wants to buy me a gift, go for it. But I want one of those thermometers. I used to have one that registers the high and the low temperature for the day, for the last 24 hours. And mine doesn't have that right now. But anyways, so whatever last night's low was, it'll go high, and then it'll come back down and it'll come to here for about a month. And then after a month, the next time it goes up, it won't go as high, but it'll go way lower. And it'll start doing that until we have the lows at the lows, which is around January, February, even into March. Probably having snow around this area. We have 4 seasons. And Black Mile, if you would do me a favor, I ask everybody to put 3 uppercase Q's in front of their question or topic they would like discussed. Right now, we're kind of talking about weather and just getting started. So, oh, there's G. Hi, G. G, I bet the weather up there is a little colder. G's closer to, he's in Nevada and closer to like Reno area. So he's probably getting some cold too. Let's see. I had breakfast. I did do that, even though we're having a pajama day, people. I never actually got out of my pajamas. Okay, I brushed my hair, but that's as far as I went. I have Pellegrino, plain, sparkling water. When I drink, you drink, guys. Come on, let's even in the winter, if we're in there, a lot of us are in the Southwest desert. And even if you're not, it's a good idea. Just let's get the extra liquids in. And especially anybody, ooh, I forgot whether I put it in my title. But anybody that came out that has MS, drink lots. And if you want to follow me when I do it, I don't always do it, but if you want to follow me, fill a big glass when you come out on Sundays, and when I drink, you drink. It'll at least get one more in. So let's see. So we were talking about weather in Apache County. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down. But now that we've had one good cool night, it'll go up and down, a little high, and come back to that same low for about a month. And then it's going to stop going so high and it's going to go lower. And then, like I said, if you don't want to be in snow in Apache County, you need to leave right around Thanksgiving. I've seen snow flurries before that. But if you don't want to be in snow and deal with our roads in Apache County, our dirt roads in Apache County during snow, which is a whole different subject. If you want to talk about that, somebody put the uppercase Q's and let me know. But winter here, we get 4 seasons. It's going to get cold. We're going to have snow. I'd be surprised if we didn't. I got a hunch it's going to be a rough winter because we've had a mild summer. We have not had real monsoons. Y'all newbies out here, no offense, but you don't know what it's really like. So get as much done as you can get done before it stays colder. So, well, I can't see my thermometer outside very good. I think, okay, I'm turning my head this way. Wait a minute, I need to, oh, it's because I'm turning it on this thing. I'm trying to make it tighter instead of looser. I'm looking out that window there. Up near the roof, that's a porch. And that's where my outdoor thermometer is, in the shade of the north side. And that thermometer looks like it's 60 outside. It's 62 inside right now. And I opened that one window a little more when I first got up. The sun will start to come through the windows and warm it up in here. But inside it's 62. Outside looks like it's 60. I made coffee and breakfast outside. You all didn't get to see that. It's just the way it was. So the weather will go up and down and up and down, but now it's on the downswing slope. So, in another month, it'll keep getting colder and colder and colder at night. And then, like I said, if you don't want to see snow, get out of here by Thanksgiving. Significant snow. You might get lucky and be able to wait till the early December, but you might not. And then so December, January, February, and into March. Snow, roads can be challenging, cold, and thank the great Creator that this year I probably won't need to melt snow to be okay here. Some of you who might be new, because there's 26 people watching, I only have about 8 thumbs up right now. But yes, I'm older. I've been a world traveler, living in vehicles. The first time I lived in a van was in 1978. Been a long time, okay, guys? I've done all kinds of stuff. And so any questions you have that I might be able to help out with, I'm really good at small space design. Why did I choose to do vehicle living? Because it was safe. And I found I could control more environmental things as well as the people I was around, which helped me a whole lot. It also helped me with my budget because I've been very low income since 2003. Well, actually a couple of years before that when I was struggling with work, but since 2003 when I became disabled. I currently am still on an SSDI low income. It's a little higher than some of the people come out here and watch. Um, but vehicle and travel lifestyle. When I was young, I read a lot. It was okay if we went to the library by ourselves. We could ride our bikes the quarter of a mile, half a mile to the library when I was young. And so I read a lot, and I just wanted, of course, I didn't, home was a weird thing for me because it wasn't very pleasant. It wasn't as bad as some people's, let me just say that. But I was traumatized and there was some abuse. And that's the past. Um, and so I learned some things that when I actually uh, became able to travel, it just feels like the right thing for me. And then, so I've traveled a lot internationally and everything. And then I found overlanding was fun. I always wanted a Jeep, but it's not in my budget. And so I found Chevy Trackers. I love it. But the second year after driving my 98 Chevy Tracker all the way to Cabo, Baja, Mexico, that's a long trip and everything, I ended up on 2 years. I drove that tracker all over everywhere, was on my way for my third year travels with it. And the engine blew in rural Nevada. I ended up camping in it at the um, at the mechanic shop for 6 months, and then it started snowing up there. So we found a way for me to get a cheap car. I didn't pay hardly anything for that car. But anyways, and then I had to fix it so that I could get back to the cabin. Thank you, great creator, that even though I didn't really have it in my mind to do it, but during COVID year, I decided to build the cabin. So that has helped me to have a place to be. And the blue car that I ended up coming home in, my mechanics have all told me, don't drive it any further than you can afford to tow it back. And so I have not done that currently. Wendy, what do you see? Mama, look, what do you see? Is it a rabbit? Okay, I don't see it. You're barking a lot. Wendy has got mohawk hair. She needs a bath, and and I was making chicharrones. Okay, I choose to be kosher, but I was making chicharrones outside the other day, and I had greasy hands, and I patted her back, her neck, and so she got a greasy mohawk right now, and I see that, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's embarrassing, but whatever. Um, who said, I see the comment that says your hair is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my family that I grow hair, and that aging is not a horrible thing to me. I'm just going to age. It's the way life is. And off and on, last night I slept better than I've slept in quite a while. Okay. I've had this personal interaction with someone that was worked for me, that had become really awkward. And because of that, I've been losing sleep and concerned, a lot of concern. And so I have y'all out there in online land, in the world of the internet, and on Sundays. And I appreciate you guys so freaking much. Just know that, okay? But I also have local here in my Apache County area. I have local community, friends that I stay close with. And so, I work through my issues with that and with therapy because I found therapy helps me. Because sometimes I just need to check. I'm sitting right beside the door. I can open the door for Wendy. So she just came in. Would you like to come sit in my lap and say hi to everybody? I'm doing a video. You gonna come up? Come. No? I'm not coming outside right now. I have to do the video. And I do have issues here at the cabin with the cell phone service signal. It's not in my budget to get Starlink or anything at the moment. Wendy, I don't want you out front when I can't watch you. Come. I know. Don't get ugly. Let's see, people. Let me twist this so you can see what she's talking to me again. Let me twist this down. Look at the girl over there. Wendy, say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. You be mean to Mama. No, I don't want you in the front. You would be chasing the big animals. Really? Really? Come here. Come here, please. Come, please. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. Oh, your t-shirt's dirty. You been rolling on the ground? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Say, hi, everybody's. Hi, everybody's. This is my greasy mohawk hair. That's my Mama's fault, and I need a bath. I need a bath. Okay, guys. Some other news coming up. Good Lord. I tried her winter coat on and it doesn't fit. She did grow. Okay. The rescue told me she was going to be a certain size and that she was 2 years old, and they didn't tell me the truth. So, of course, I'm not happy with that, but whatever. So her winter coat that I bought as an investment last year doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to buy her a new coat. I just picked one out on Amazon that I really like the looks of. And it has a zipper on the back. It's a little easier to get on. And has a harness built into it, I believe. Anyway, and I'm picking out winter boots. She was making a bunch of noise. Anyway, and so I moved something because she was scratching around it. And she got this nice big rat. And she killed it. She doesn't eat them. The cats will eat them. So, okay, so on the pet subject, I've got to get the cats neutered because they're both boys, which we didn't know. I'd been calling them girls the whole time I'd had them. Anyways, I guess I didn't know as much about cats as I thought I did. Fortunately, the new director of our local rescue, not now, you wait. The new director had an unfortunate situation happen recently, and they got scammed. And so they're a little gun shy, and they don't have enough money to now do this quarter's spay and neuter clinic. And so I had to call Pet Allies in Sholo about, yes, the signal dropped for a minute. So the Pet Allies in Sholo has a clinic, but their price per cat, even I haven't been able to get a hold of them to find out if they're doing an outdoor working cats or feral cat clinic yet, but their spay price for a cat is $85 each. So that's a whole thing. So that, and then trying to find an appropriate coat for Wendy and boots that are appropriate for snow. That's looking like that's going to be $60. So we're talking $170 for the cats and I don't have money for that. So I don't know how I'm going to do all that. But just in a budget sense, that's what's happening with that. Cats are doing fantastic, still killing rats, still doing what they're supposed to. I'll catch up on your messages in a little bit. Um, and so let's see. Um, so that's kind of the animal stuff. Oh well, no. The other animal thing is that the cats acted cold this morning. Now they've got blankies, they've got beds I made them that are in the shower house. I'm going to change that and make them a better, more insulated cat house that will be on the south side, attached on the outside of the shower house. And it will be, I've decided to take the box that was my wood box for last winter. Anyways, I'm going to take that because it has a hinged lid. I'm going to put weather stripping on the hinges. I'm going to attach it to one of the walls of the shower house, like under the little window. I'm going to make it so they can go in the shower house and get up in the bed from that way. I can then put straw that just my signal's going to go in some. Yeah, it's scrolling a lot. I can't put curb on because it messes up other stuff. But anyways, um, Beth, thank you so much for being able to do your job. Yeah, I've been buffering. Okay, so we lost some people. We're back to 10 people and 10 thumbs up. We lost a whole mess of people a few minutes. Anyway, so I'm getting the cats a better, more insulated winter place to be. And of course they'll be able to go in and out of the shower house at will. But this way their bed will be better, and it'll be in the south sunshine in the morning, so it will help warm them up. So I want to add a little window to it. Yeah, Thames in Syria. So I want to add a little window to it. I want to put a ledge just inside the window of the shower house so that they have a place they can sit in the sunshine coming through the window when it's cold, but they'll be able to sit on the outside side of it too. So just trying to make it more comfortable because winter might be rough this year. Well, I want it right. I want to be able to keep those cats here. They're doing a great job. They just texted me that they'd like me to do something for Thanksgiving down in Quartzsite. I told them that I'm really leaning toward no, because one, I can't afford to tow my vehicle 6 hours back here if something happens to it. And two, the I have company coming in October, and I have company coming in the end of November after Thanksgiving. And so I don't think that's going to work out. Yeah, I'm going to have shelf in both places, but I want that like cat shelf inside to be right beside the window, because the sun, that's on the southeast side of that building, and the sun goes straight in that window and will come through the glass and warm them up, and they'll love both. So the thing I thought of this morning was, because I also am struggling with two other things. Soon I may be I saw something that distracted me. Hang on a second. Soon I probably will be working on those batch composting toilet barrels. Those are going to be in that shower house. And so there'll be the two big barrels partially buried in the ground, and then a shower space and a sink. And it won't be the kitchen sink that's in there now. So reorganizing that small space to fit all that stuff. I think I'm going to I have a number of really nice double milk crates, the long milk crates. And so I'm pretty certain what I'm going to do is um, put those milk crates right under that window because they fit that space, and stack them as shelves and make the very top the ledge for the cats. And then they can be shelves that I can use for some storage. And I think that will maneuver so I can still fit the two big barrel toilet system and the sink that will be in there. And then there'll be a shower curtain space so for taking a shower, because there'll be times when it's too cold to take a shower out there, but that's where we're headed. So and that way the cats can sit on that shelf right inside that glass of that window and be warmer if it's really cold. And so that's where that stuff's heading. I wanted to straighten out some of those walls, but I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to handle. I feel like I got a lot going on. I'm still working on re-leveling the stone. I had a bunch of interruptions to that project this week, including rain. And so I'm a little behind on it, but it's okay because one, I don't have enough money to pay the labor, the guys for labor yet. I'll have some funds for that next month. And the guys are both busy for the next couple of weeks that are possible for me to use. I'm going to go back and check your messages. Gee, I heard you about moving, but I'm nervous about moving from where I'm at, because right now there's 3 bars of signal, which according to Visible, I now am on Visible, but according to Visible, that is full service. 3 and 4 bars are full service. So, okay, let me go check your messages again. I know a lot's kind of happened. Yeah, the used styrofoam coolers, they work good, but I got one problem with them. So I made one last year, and then the cat that I made it for took off and never came back. So I gave that to the neighbors. But the problem I had with it was that cooler was not watertight from rain. So it needed weather stripping around the lid in order to prevent the inside of it from gathering water or making water. And then the other problem I see with such, I mean, they're great, but they're so sealed that they get wet inside. And so I'm not liking that. I would rather, look, my cats have been used to having a little bit of straw. I would rather be able to put straw inside where they can bed in the straw. They've got fleece blankets, but I watched some of the other cats I've had over the years. I've watched their fleece blankets get icy from the body heat of the cat, and then start to thaw, and then freeze to the cat's fur. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make this so that my cats have straw bedding, because I don't like the idea that they might have the condensation freeze. It would really, it has the potential to hurt them. Like hurt them in a, it could kill them if they got to. So I don't want to do that to them. So I'm going to make sure they can have straw bedding. And of course, I will watch the straw bedding for rodents and things, but they're not going to let rodents be in there. And the other thing I'm going to watch the straw for is to make sure it's staying clean and dry. So I'll watch for that. But I will insulate the top, the sides, and because this box I'm going to use has got a hinged lid, I will put weather stripping all around that. But that way I can open it, check it, clean it, close it. And I think I'm making the access for the cats inside. So they probably will, I'll probably cut a hole in the wall right through into it. So they can go inside and get in by jumping up on a shelf. That's the direction I'm going with that. It's not all thought through, you know. Yeah. So, but that's the direction I'm going. My cats need to continue being outside cats. I need to make them as comfortable as I can and to help them survive this winter. The longer they're here, the more they can do without me being home. The more they can take care of themselves, the longer that they'll continue to help me. So that's kind of where I'm headed with that. I'm seeing, who's that, Beth? Yes. Somebody tells you not to use blankets and fabrics because of the cats freezing to death. There you go. Well, see, and I watched it happen. It was like, I thought, oh, this is a great idea. I'll just use an old cooler. And then somebody gave me a cooler and I didn't know why they gave it to me. Then I figured it out because the lid wasn't watertight. And then I went, oh crap, this is horrible. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not a great idea, right? So I see you, Wendy. I know. Come around. Come around. I'll let you out. Come on. You want to go help the kitties? She won't stop barking. Hang on one second. Wendy, come please. Come please. Come on, I'll put you outside. Come on. Oh, she wants me to put her out. Come on, Wendy. Come on. Come on, I'll put you outside. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. You're holding up the video a little bit. It's pajamas day, guys. We're having pajama morning. There you go. Okay. She's going to go help the cats hunt. She didn't want the cats to be in the front, outside the backyard, without her. She wants to hunt rats. So, all right. They're headed for the wood pile. Okay. Let me go down and I'm having a little trouble reading the blue. I don't know if you heard that. Let me say it again. I'm having a little bit of trouble reading the blue lettering. Okay. I'm back. You're back. Yes, it did. It buffered there for a minute. Let me go back up. Are there people I need to say hi to that I haven't said hi to? Oh, I saw Tiny came in, so Liana. Oh, yeah. Yes, Liana, I see that you said you're glad I got more sleep. I am too. And then I got a message again this morning and that it might drag out another week. I'm like, I sent a message. I returned a message that said, there's not much I can do, but I just want this over. So, what does this say? They're back. Okay, I don't know who's back. Okay. Oh, people are back. 47, 10,000. Shelters are the best place to get a pet, but not always knowledgeable. Well, I got mine from a rescue. Rescues aren't always what they say they are. Let me speak on that for a minute, even though I would prefer you guys put 3 uppercase Q's so when the messages are scrolling by, I can focus on there's something to talk about there. Read this one, okay? Rescues are not often, are not always what they appear to be. And what I found out, unfortunately, was that some rescues are doing it thinking that they're going to make money. And they do make money. And guess how they do it? They pick the cute dog that they can ask a big rehoming fee from. And then, like what happened with me, they asked for a large rehoming fee. I wasn't going to pay it. But I just had a hunch this was the right dog. And they told me things that were untrue. They lied. Let's get real. They lied. They said she was 2 years old. They said she was spayed, had all her shots, and was chipped. Turned out none of it was true. And so they took the money. They never came through. I have some very good contacts in the rescue community. One of the other rescues paid for Andy's spay operation. I paid for the extra things like to buy a collar for her to wear when she came out of the operation. I forgot what else, but I paid a few dollars for whatever those things were. And then another another clinic paid for all her shots, and a different clinic gave her her chip. Paid for her chip. So we got it all done, but that wasn't fun at all. And to have to deal with figuring out that somebody's lying. Oh, that's such an annoying thing. And I know for some of us people who, when we were young, were kind of taught that you don't know anything, or something, right? Or maybe we had abuse or something. Often we have a tendency, once we know somebody for a minute, then we trust them too quick. And it's hard to figure out when to trust somebody. So I do this, back off, I don't want to know you, give me space, don't. I've been like that for years. Leave me alone. I don't trust anybody. And then, the 1 minute you let your guard down and you go, well, maybe it's okay to trust this person. And then they screw you. You do it bigger. Then it's like, okay, now you stay a long ways away from me. I don't want to know you, So I'm just saying, it screws with all of that, and the big thing is it screws with how do you know that you're going to know again when to trust somebody? It's so challenging. But anyways. Okay, I'm not seeing uppercase Q's. There's one from Iris. My dad used straw and hay to keep his hunting dog warm. Yes. Shelf inside the shed would be great. Yes, it will. Gee, you had to do X's, butthead. Yeah, I saw that. I moved the phone closer to the window with a tripod. I'm trying to be careful though, I'm trying not to screw around. And moving when this is the best corner, so moving is a thing. What was this? Used styrofoam coolers. Plans are online. Yeah. Yeah, coolers, it's a good idea, but it's only so good. Heavy duty styrofoam boxes that meat was shipped in. I put them on my back porch for my ferals, and they lasted for years. Yes, those would work good. I just don't happen to have any of those. I used to have a stash of old styrofoam from Amazon boxes that I was hanging on to it for when I needed to do insulating the cat thing. But I'm sort of at the stage of I don't have it anymore. I don't remember what I did with it, but it doesn't matter. But I don't have it anymore. And I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to put straw in there for them because I have it. And I can get clean straw. I can get a small amount of clean straw at Diamond Sea Feed in St. John's. And what I do when I go in is I will ask the owner, not the employees, is there any chance that would you mind terribly if I were to go out beside where the hay is, I mean the straw is on the ground, and can I pick up straw that is loose on the ground around the stacks of straw? Can I get enough for my outdoor cats? That's where I've gotten my straw in the past. And he has given it to me for free in the past. And it was very helpful. A couple of links. Yeah. Yeah. Is that the same for dogs? The straw and the insulation and the coolers, yes, it's the same for dogs. See, because our body, think about it. If you kind of step back a little bit, think about how a tent works. Now, some of you, if you're older like me, you probably had experience with a canvas tent way back in the day. So there's this thing, and living in vehicles. If you're nomadic and you're a vehicle dweller person, you understand we can have condensation. Our bodies give off steam, and when it hits cold metal or cold anything, it can rain down water. Okay? That's so when you're making your doghouse or your outdoor animal things, you got to make sure that those things breathe enough so that the steam gets out of where they need to sleep. Otherwise, they're going to be freezing. That's why your Mr. Buddy heaters in a van only work so good. They make it rain inside your vehicle. Propane puts off a lot of moisture. And so I happen to be allergic to propane. So you're not going to hear me talk about it a lot, but I understand it. So propane can make you colder inside depending on how things are set up. The other thing that can happen with a Mr. Buddy in a vehicle is that it makes it rain, but you don't notice because your ceiling has carpet on it. So your carpet got wet, or all your blankets and pillows got wet, but you didn't notice until you went to need them and you realized they were all wet. And that condensation is the steam that our bodies give off because we have body heat. So that's also why sometimes plastic clothes don't work so good. Plastic clothes being the polyesters and recycled and whatever. But it's also why a fleece jacket works really good because it holds all your heat inside, but you better have something to hang on to that moisture or to get rid of it, one of the two. And so it's the same principle that happens with tents. And so if you have a single wall canvas tent, the canvas can breathe until it gets wet. When it gets wet, the fibers of the canvas get tight and then it becomes waterproof. Well, it still, if you bump it or you touch it, then it'll start dripping where you touched it because you touch the tight fibers and it makes a little hole so then it can drip through. So that's the canvas thing. And then waterproof tents, if they're just, think about it, emergency blankets, if they're just the silvery plastic, okay, and there's nothing else, then you're going to get wet inside that. Now, like the emergency bivy sacks that just pull over your sleeping bag in an emergency situation, they'll keep you warm for a little while. But honestly, you're going to get up in the morning and your sleeping bag's going to be wet. And then you got to dry out your sleeping bag. So that's why many tents are made with an inside part or with windows with mesh on them so that the airflow helps dry up and let the uh, condensation evaporate. That's why they're built that way. So the same thing's happening when we build too enclosed a space out of plastic for an animal. The air can't help the steam escape, and if it's the wrong materials, they can freeze to death because we're just like people. People can freeze to death in a car. I'm not saying you're going to. I'm just saying those are possibilities. There are many ways to be just fine. And I thought about it last night that if my cats were looking like they were struggling with the temperatures, even after I give them the straw and fix their little house, which I'll probably scramble on that, try to get that done this week or the next 2 weeks or something. Let me give myself space just in case. But uh, that if it got really, really cold like it has here before, and I see one of my cats acts like it might have been the runt of the litter. It's a little smaller and it's a little weaker, but it kills mice and rats like gangbusters. So, but if it looks like it's the animal struggling a little bit, I could do just like I would do for myself and make them a hot water bottle. In case you don't know, you can put hot water in an Nalgene bottle. You can put hot water in plastic bottles if you're careful. And then you could slide them inside a sock and you could cuddle up to them. Or you can buy old-fashioned rubber water bottles and either make, or you can buy the sweaters that come with them. And then, I mean, having a hot water bottle is a lovely thing in any situation. And but I could do that for the cats if it gets super cold and they look like they're struggling. I could put a hot water bottle in for the night, like when the temperatures drip below zero. The other thing is I will probably up the fat content of my cat's food that they get early in the morning, the food they get from me. So when I get an opportunity, which I often do, to buy suet from my butcher, I'll make sure that I have saved or prepared some suet that these cats can have mixed with their breakfast food off and on during the winter. A little extra fat in their diet is going to help them to stay extra warm. I hope those things are helpful. Is that the same for dogs? That's what I was answering. Okay. Yes, please use uppercase Qs. Uppercase Qs. My son-in-law worked at Pennsylvania's shelter until he discovered the owner was working with puppy mills to provide puppies to sell. He quit and reported. Yeah, that's what I have learned about rescues, especially in Arizona. They're in it for the money. They don't really care about the dogs. That pisses me off. Uh, um, Tattooed, thank you for that comment. I did see your "I'm proud of you" comment, and thank you very much. I think one of the things that I'm struggling with the most this year has been, what value am I in life to someone else? One, with my age, two, with my disability. Technically, I have MS, and my low income struggles. Um, I just continue to be really out there and Transparent. People know how much money I make. I mean, even though I really think in a very stoic way, but these are not stoic things that I would recommend that in your normal life you would do. But I find that being so transparent online has helped so many people that it's worth it for me to continue. I still also work hard to make sure that y'all can get everything that I put online as cheap to free as possible. I am reworking the whole idea of my membership stuff because I don't like charging people for things. But come January, my disability Social Security switches to retirement disability. Then I'm allowed to make money. So at that point, I could use my online presence to somehow become a business to help me make money. And yet, I still am struggling with, I'm still going back and forth with my thoughts about how I want that to look. I don't want this channel and the things that I give people, I don't want to charge you for that at all. But now, if I start, somebody gave me knitting needles the other day. If I start knitting again and I'm making things and somebody wants to buy them, that makes sense to me to sell. Okay? And so I might be looking for something I'm going to do like that. Or if I choose to start teaching some classes, I have a lovely location to do that in. And I might do it through Zoom or something else. It's just that my signal is so unstable here. And with my income being what it is, it's hard to change that. So I'm not sure. But I could see in the future teaching classes. I just don't think that I should put myself across as, oh, I teach da la la. Oh, I know the only way to do this. Here's the best way. There's 100 million ways to do anything in life, okay? And I learned, and I taught my children when they were young, I learned a long time ago, a really healthy way to think when you have a problem is to hunt for 3 to 5 different ways to solve the problem. Okay. What can I give you for an example? The cats. Okay. Yeah, I could use a cooler. There's a cooler in my car that's not in perfect shape. I use it as my everyday cooler. When I'm coming home from the grocery store, I put the groceries inside it. And then I don't have to think about Wendy getting in the meat or whatever, right? If it's hot, it stays a little cooler. I could throw a little bag of ice in there, whatever, okay? So I have that cooler. I could just take it out of the car and I could just drill a hole in it and make a cat house. But I've already thought about that, okay? So 3 to 5 different ways. Well, you could do this, you could do that, you could do the other thing. I could let the cats in the house and then I'd be sick all winter because I'm allergic to cats. So, I could use the old cooler or I could take my old wood box and make them something and so there's 3 big things, right? And so I'm choosing to do the one I think is going to be. But in any situation, there's so many different ways to do it that I bet you could come up with 3 to 5 different ideas and then start thinking through those 3 to 5 to find the one you're going to do. Okay. No, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. Not at all. I hope people will continue to be nice. Hey, Donna R., I see you. I see all those wavy pink hands. Vladimir from Russia. I see that name. Would you please use 3 uppercase Qs, because that's what I'm going to focus on as I scroll through messages, which is what I'm reaching forward for right now as I'm scrolling for. Oh, Leanna, that's very nice. Please use the 3 uppercase Qs to cue me that I need to like focus on the message enough to like speak on or answer your questions. I can talk about anything. I have a really good friend who is also nomadic. This person lives in a schoolie. They have MS. They have just been, they have just had an operation. And so I keep hearing from them. I try to be encouraging and supportive. Um, Yeah, I got to do something about my. I just looked down at my shoes. Got to do something about my own shoes here pretty soon, too. But I think that I'll focus on making sure the animals are okay before I focus on my own stuff. Because I'm trying so hard to get this roof on the back patio and to get the wall on the storm side of things started so that this winter can be more comfortable here. And now that I've got that new little wood cook stove, I want to stick that out there. And so it'll be easier to cook and do things. And I think it'll be lovely to be able to use that space all winter. That space is on the south side of my cabin. And so it gets a lot of bright sunshine all winter. And even some days with a lot of snow, you can put on a jacket and go sit out there. It's so nice. But if the wind's blowing, it's too hard. So that's working on that. Drink. What else do we need to talk about? My refrigerator been running great lately. I can put it in freezer mode or not. It's been running great. Part of it's probably because of the temperatures. I'm able to, which I should switch right now while I'm thinking about it. I'm able to swap the 12-volt cord. Can I reach that up to show you? No, I can't. I can't. It's 3 inches too short to show you. But anyways, I can swap the 12-volt cable from the 300-watt battery bank to the 166-watt battery bank during daytime. During the daytime, my phone's charge and my refrigerator or freezer, whatever mode I've got it in, runs on that 166-watt bank during the daytime. And then it allows the 300-watt to get completely full all day long. And then if the Rock Palace, the 300-watt, is all the way full, it'll run all night plus some. So I just change the 12-volt cord between the two. Now, yes, somebody suggested the other day, somebody I was talking to suggested the other day, you can get this switch that allows you to connect 3 different battery systems to the solar panel system. And so, and it has an off switch. And I was like, yeah, I do know those exist, but it would cost me money to get it. And it would cost me money to have somebody come set it up. So for right now, I can unplug and plug back in. And I don't, it's not that big a hassle. But would it be nice to have that switch? Sure. Do I want money on it right now? Not right this minute. Phil? No. And please be careful with your questions here. We're a very friendly, neighborly group of people. And with that question coming up, I've got it all my red flags go up for you. So be careful, please. I do have a big battery, a 1024 watt. Unfortunately, right now, I do not have a set of solar panels that pumps out sufficient voltage, wattage, to begin charging the other battery pack. The other battery pack requires 500 watts, requires that the solar panels are pumping out 500 watts before it will start to charge. And because of that, I'll tell you right now I'm getting 29 watts of power being pumped out of my solar panels. So I can't get the larger battery pack to charge currently. That's some of these new battery packs. That's what they're doing to them. They're making them so that they won't charge with a lower wattage, that you have to buy larger things to make them work. So that's the unfortunate truth and real answer to what's going on with that. I would definitely use it if enough juice was being produced by the solar panels I have, but right now, no. So that could change with the next visit from my son. He has offered, but because of all the construction projects that are here right now, I've decided to concentrate on having extra space for the winter. Yeah, it's not 100 watts and it's not 120 watts because I have 100 watts and I have 120 watts and it won't even start to charge with that. So, okay. I'll take that, G. It's possible that I don't remember the correct number, but it's more than my panels are pumping out. Bummer. Beth, I was waiting to see about the Mickey D fellow. Channel wasn't bad. Mickey D fellow? Do I know what you're talking about? And gee, I see that comment. You're right. I could have that number wrong. Maybe it's not 500 watts, but it's more watts than my stuff pushes out. And because I'm getting ready to put the roof on the back patio, I'm fairly certain that I'm going to move the current lower wattage, lower cost panels over to the shower house. I would like to get the sound of the refrigerator freezer running out of my sleep space. How much more do I need solar panel wise? Well, the thing is I have all these portable solar panels that are 100 watts here and 100 watts here and 100 watts here, but they're all portable ones, and so their voltages are different. And so unless I got somebody who really knows what they're doing to put them together, and then the set that came from Flagstaff, I was kind of excited thinking that would pump me up to enough power. But the little panel they sent is a 25 watt panel, and it's not. So Catherine, I don't know the answer. I mean, a couple of times my son said to me, Mom, I'll just ship you two huge solar. Look, guys, I don't want to deal with a 4 foot by 8 foot solar panel. I don't have a way to deal with it. I don't know how to even I don't even know how to think about these things. Plus, all the wires, all the stuff, I can't do it. And I can't do it especially when I'm having trouble with a person. And it's just like, no, more, I need the roof. More than I need all that. I can move this cord for right now. I need that roof fixed. I need to be able to have a place to put the little cook stove so I can right now if it's raining, I can't cook. Okay? If it's raining and cold, after we sweep, which we haven't done yet, I need to buy a brush. After we sweep the chimney, then I can go back, if it's cold, I can go back to using the wood stove. But it's not cold enough yet to do that. Okay? So if it's raining, all my make a fire stuff is outside where it will get wet. And so, yes, it's all about priorities. And as much as I appreciate what people try to send and do, it's like I don't have a garage to go put shit in, stuff in, pardon me, and just wait until later. I gotta protect this stuff. I gotta keep somebody from stealing it when I'm not here. It's too much. And people who have MS, stress is a big problem for us. So, that's, how do I don't know how else to say this, but I have to prioritize. I have to keep me, my stuff, my vehicle safe. I have to keep the things that I've got running the best that I can. And I got to do all of this for around $1,000 a month. So I'm not stressing out. I'm trying to explain to you all that it's more. How, I don't know how to explain it in a way that you guys will get it, because you guys just keep coming back with the same, but how come? But how much? How what? We'll just, I don't know how to explain it any better. It's I just can't do it now. I had a flat tire this week on the blue car. I had to fix that. That means an extra trip to St. John's. Right there, that's $20 in gas. Okay. And then I gotta pay for the tire. It's $20 to fix the tire. And that takes a whole day. And so yeah, I don't know how else to explain this so that people understand. Yeah. And don't get hurt. Yes, Iris. A lot of people think that my process should be different. But either there are some of them who have more money than me. Some of them are just willing to go into debt, and I'm not willing. And so my cart and my horse is going this direction. And so I need to take care of the horse, and I need to feed him. And I just have to be careful. me a monkey wrench, it's not helpful. Leanna, I do have panels on my roof. The roof that they're on is on the south side of my house. And the roof is about 12 feet square. So 12 feet by 12 feet. So I have solar panels up there. That's the roof that I'm trying to get the tin installed on so that it's an actual roof and not just, it has a little top on it right now. So there's only a section of it that doesn't get wet if it rains. So I'm trying to get it completely roofed so that I can then use the space. And then after that, if somebody or if my son wants to invest in bigger solar panels and have them mounted up there, that's a different situation. But first, I need the whole roof to be solid so I can use the space. And then the second thing I have to do to that is I have to at least create a half wall on the side all my storms come from. But I really need, I don't want it completely enclosed because I love to see outside. I love windows. And so I need at least a certain high enclosed and then screening at the top, and I can make a curtain to close it off in the bad weather. But I need, so first I got to get the roof solid, and second I got to have that wall in better shape. Michigan Gun Dog Outdoors, I hear you. I don't know who you are. I hear you. Are you in the area? And yeah, so I was here last winter. I got back in December last winter after the whole engine blowing situation. And so, so once I got here, I maneuvered last winter. I mean, I've been melting snow for water. I had to get water tanks together this summer, and I still have to like eat and function and with all of my allergies and ended up in the hospital and, you know, all those kind of things. I have water now, so I can get through a winter with water this year. I won't necessarily have to melt snow to be okay this winter. My vehicle can get out the road even if the road's bad, depending on the neighbors' use of the road. And that's because the neighbors have a deuce and a half and a big pickup truck. And of course their tires are much bigger and taller than mine. And so if they make ruts in the road and it's slippery, it's possible that my car could slide into their tracks and get high centered and I would be stuck. And so I'll have to watch for that, of course. But I'm much more prepared to get through a winter here than I was when I returned in December last year. And it was hard last year. Y'all remember how many times I came out and I cried. And I tried to get a dog and then the dog got sick and I was too allergic to the dog, so I sent it back to the family and then it died. It had parvo. We didn't know it. So then I had to wait a year before I could get another dog because parvo can live in the old poop for a year on your property. And so I had to wait a year before I could try to get a dog. And then I had cats and the cats ran away. And I had rats underneath the cabin and I had to get rid of the rats. You guys remember, I'm reminding you, this wasn't an easy. because I never intended to live in this cabin. This wasn't the way it was set up. So it's better. But really, Leanna, I am going to get a hold of you because we were supposed to get together this week and we didn't. So expect me to get a hold of you. So, yeah, I'm much more together already for cold weather than I was. But I gotta get a chimney sweep brush. And that's a 6-inch stovepipe. So I gotta get a 6-inch brush. Because somebody has already offered to be the one to come help do that. Because I'm uncomfortable climbing on the roof anymore because I have MS. Okay. My stability's way better. I've been getting so much stronger since I was in the hospital the last time. But because of that, okay, and because this has sat all summer, I need to, I need to get that swept out and cleaned, and then I need to wash the stove off and clean it because. So when I told you that I can't cook when it's raining, I could kind of cook, okay? On top of the wood stove back there, on the top of it. Okay, whoops. Let's go. Don't move the phone far. Whoops. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now you're going to see every pore in my face. Every freckle. Okay. All right. See those, oh, I can't point at them. There's my finger. Okay. See that right there? Oh, my fingernail's dirty. Crap, you guys. Sorry. So, right there. That flat thing is a Vargo fire pit grill stove thing. It's titanium, okay? It's my camping, hiking thing that I use with my titanium alcohol stove. And behind it, right there where that pot is, that pot's like my water kettle or soup pot or whatever. And right below it is my Vargo titanium hexagon wood stove. Okay. I use the Vargo titanium converter stove in that. And this one, I put my Toaks titanium siphon stove in. And so if it's really pouring down rain and I want a cup of coffee or I want a little bit of hamburger, I can use these on top of the wood stove in the summer. Okay? Just understand, they don't live there in the winter. Once I start burning the stove, those get packed up and put away. But in the summer, when it's really hot, cooking inside sucks. But if it's monsoons and it's raining and whatever else, that's how I'll make a snack or a meal if I have to. Okay? A lot of times, I'll just make twice as much and just keep leftovers if it's been raining a lot. I'll just make twice as much food when I go to eat or cook, and then I'll just save half of it for the next day in case it's messy and I can't. So the Echo, the where's my finger again? The fan right there, Echo fan. I don't know the actual name of that one. I think it's in my Amazon store, but that one, the reason I got it, it works fine. Some people complained about it in the comments. It didn't get 5 stars. I don't remember how many stars it had. I bought it because it's got the big pipe clamp that clamps it around the stovepipe. So that way I have the top of my stove open. And, I have a small space, so I'm dealing with small space. That thing's a lifesaver. Love that thing. It helps push the heat around the room. It works great. I have planned, I haven't done it yet, moved solar. I don't depend on any one power source. in here. So I had planned, are we okay? Let's do this. So all right. I know it's buffering a lot again right now, guys. Sorry. And I started to tell you early on, I don't know if your picture is crooked because my phone's crooked. I just figured out that there's an adapter that makes a right angle for a USB-C cord cable. And I need to get that adapter. It's $5, but I need to get it. Because the only reason I have my phone crooked is because of the cable, the charging cable is attached. Anyways, so I had found a ceiling fan light that has its own solar panel that I wanted to put up there. But until this one doesn't work, I'm not in a hurry to put the ceiling fan thing up. They're made for gazebos. And so I'll be watching to get one of those someday, because a ceiling fan you can usually change directions on, and it will help circulate the warm air from up and push it down. So yeah. I'm smart. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry about all the buffering. I pushed the phone. Pull the chair closer. I pushed the phone closer to the window again. Let me check the. Yeah, we still got a pretty good signal. Oh, I see what it was. So I can't turn off the. I can't put the phone on Do Not Disturb, or it stops me from seeing your messages. But one of my other apps sent something through. That'll make my phone buffer. I love that you use the Echo fan on the wood stove. Yeah, I love that particular fan because of the shape, the size, where it sits, all of that. So yeah, okay. So here I am again. All right. Yeah, so some of the things like I was talking to you guys about in the last couple of weeks, we were talking about some of the decorating in here, and I showed you pictures of my minimalist closet, and you know, I just want space. I love to have space. Okay, I don't know why you wouldn't have sound unless it's on your side. Can anybody else confirm that there's a sound issue? Um, so anyway, so some of those inside organizing things will be projects I can do when the weather's bad or we're inside. But what I'm scrambling for right now is getting this patio space usable for the winter. And that's, I mean, oh, okay, you can hear me. Okay. Yeah. All right. Bye, Donna Kay. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you guys come visit. Bye, Donna. So let's see, what else? I don't know what else to talk about. Mine's almost gone. Mine's gone. Did you drink all your water today? Or all your one big water today? Hey, that's one. The goal is to try to get 3 of those in a day. And so I have some Pellegrino, but I can't afford a lot, so whatever. We don't talk politics out here as a general rule. Politics are not up to me as a human being. Let's see what else. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about right now. Does anybody else have questions? Leanne, I'm going to get with you later because I meant to call you, but some stuff was happening. On the carnivore diet side of things, I've been experimenting with cheese, partly because I'm trying to prepare myself. Well, partly because When I had the allergy test, they told me I'm no longer allergic to milk and dairy. So I was testing for. Seems like I do better with hard cheeses, like the really good, expensive Parmesan that you got to grate yourself. The Swiss cheese, it's a harder cheese. It seems like I do better with those. I tried a couple others and they were gave me kind of a stomach ache and cramps and I don't know. So but I'm experimenting with them. And another reason that I'm experimenting with them is because they'll be easier to keep in bad weather or if my refrigerator's not running or something. Now I do have my evaporated uh, cooler pot is here. Some people call them Zier pots. I use that. I need a clay saucer for a lid, and I must have just missed the wrong time at all the garden centers. I'm having a hard time finding the right lid for that. But it's cool enough right now that I can put eggs and cheese in that. I would be able to put yogurt if I was making my own yogurt, right? I can't buy commercial yogurt because commercial yogurt has pectin in it. Even the high end good stuff. Everything I found had pectin. Pectin has something I'm allergic to. So, and I know pectin used to be made from apple peels, which should be okay, but it might not be made from that. So, let's see. So I've been experimenting with some more of those things. I've been doing fine with coffee with heavy whipping cream or just cream, unpasteurized cream that I can get down in St. John's at American Arrow. I'm doing fine with that. I'm doing fine with butter. I'm not using it a lot, but I'm trying to have a little chunk of butter with my meals sometimes, and that seems I seem to be doing fine with that. Um, I've eaten some chicken. I bought chicken thighs. They were inexpensive. I was able to do that. I separated the skin off the chicken thighs and made myself some crispy chip like things. Um, what else have I been doing carnivore wise? But a lot of this is preparing for what am I going to be able to do this winter to be safe? How am I going to be able to keep my budget as careful as I can? Oh, and I've been experimenting with eggs because I've been highly allergic to eggs. And what we found out is I'm allergic to the egg yolks. And the reason I'm allergic to the egg yolks. Okay, doggone's having a problem. Okay. Doggone, you're not welcome here. Don't treat my moderators that way. I don't know if I know how to solve that problem or if I can. What is this thing? Nope. So, wait a minute. Community moderation. Changes. Okay, well, what was his name? What did you say, doggone? Well, I could do this since I can't get in the other stuff right now. I can make that word. I hope I spelled it right. Yeah, I spelled it right. So let me the fact that I'm not on a okay, I got it. Hopefully that will solve it, Beth. Um So let's see, what else? I got distracted by that problem Beth was having. Okay. But I think I solved your problem, hopefully. Uh, I think I solved the problem for you, Beth. Um, yeah, I didn't see all of that in real time or something. I don't know. Um, okay, Wendy's barking out in the front, out in the road. But of course, my road, there's no traffic on. So, okay, so I've completely lost the train of thought wherever we were. Oh, I know. I was talking about carnivore diet, wasn't I? So, carnivore diet. So, I've tried the chicken. I've tried. I tried some fish, but I can't get good fish here. And let me tell you, I grew up in Maine, so a good piece of cod is good, or a good piece of haddock. But that stuff in the refrigerator at the grocery store's nasty. So, um, whoops, sorry, people. I saw something and I couldn't not fix it. Um, anyway, so the fish is kind of weird. I guess if I could get some smoked salmon. So, guys, my moderator guys, I can't see what's going on with you. It's not showing up for me. Um, whoops. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Anyways, yeah, gee, I tried vac packed salmon years ago. I would do that again. It's been the price I've been messing around with. So, so I've been trying to find a cost-effective way. I just can't. Y'all know I tried to do salmon. I mean, sardines. Oh, yuck. I mean, I gotta be really hungry to eat a sardine. Them nasty. I'll eat anchovies. And I just found it's a carnivore recipe, okay? I just found that it's a common thing for them to do in Italy. They put a can of sardines in butter and they cook it until it's doesn't have any particles in it anymore. And, until it's mush, till it's all a sauce. And then they use that. That's a good way to get fish in. Haven't tried it yet. But I will. That is something I'll try. I'll try more once I have the wood stove like set up and stuff like that. So, what else? But that's carnivore diet stuff. I didn't feel particularly good with a couple of things, but oh, and Land of Lakes, half and half. I can buy that one and use that for my coffee. It's not as tasty. I don't feel the same as I do when I use that cream that I get from American Arrow. But if I was out traveling, I would do Land O'Lakes. It's the cleanest in the grocery store. So, and I don't react to it. So I could do that. Let's see, what else, carnivore diet? I probably will start experimenting with some fresh herbs. I don't do well with anything that's powdered and in a jar. So I tried some shallots a couple of weeks ago. I was okay, but I don't think I want to do them too many days in a row yet. But it was like, oh, what an interesting flavor. And I'm kind of particular. I'd rather have chives, but my grocery store didn't have them. And then I wish they'd put that batch of shallots that they have at my local grocery store into one big bag for 99 cents because they're so rotten. I would put some of them in the ground so that they'd grow over the winter, and the rest of them I put in a compost pile. But they're not good shallots. That they're rotten up at that store. Anyway, so and they didn't have chives. But anyway, so I'll be experimenting a little bit with some herbs soon. I'd like to try fresh rosemary. Yeah, I want to try chives again. Um, oh, did I finish the thought about the eggs? So eggs are less expensive, and lots of carnivores are all about the eggs. I'm allergic to the yolks, and the reason I'm allergic to the yolks is because most chickens are fed corn in some form, and I'm definitely horribly allergic to corn. And so, but now that we understand I'm allergic to the yolk and not the white, I've been able to have egg white um, uh, omelets with some cheese in it. That has been wonderful. I just got to be careful which cheese. And it seems like the cheese that I need to have is the harder ones. I bet I do real good with Jarlsberg, but I bet it's really expensive because Jarlsberg's supposed to be one of the healthiest cheeses in the world or something. And anyway, but I got thinking the other day, this winter, if I can do onions this winter, maybe um, um, French onion soup. Just don't do the bread. That sounds interesting. I could do that, I think. Let's see how I do with onions. Because if I could do onions, that would be a nice thing to have on the stove in the winter. No, we'll see. Asiago. Yeah. Yep. There's none in my area to test yet, Kate. But yeah, Asiago would probably be really good. And I like that munch. How do you say it? The sheep milk cheese, the Munciego or whatever. I like that. And used to like Roquefort, which is also a raw cheese. I loved Roquefort. I like regular blue cheese. I just don't want much of it. So the cheeses may be a way that it'll be easier for me to get by when I either am traveling or I'm at the cabin in bad weather and I know that I run the risk of being, yeah, plain goat cheese. Absolutely. I can do goat cheese. I always could. But if I could, when I'm running the risk of being stranded on my property for a number of weeks, having cheese and being able to use it, it'll store well and it'll be easier for me to get by. So I shouldn't be as frazzled as I was last winter. So, um, Beth, are the problems as a moderator, is that getting straightened out? Are you doing better out there? I can't. Ay. What happened? I'm still on with y'all. I'm not scrolling, but why I can't do these extra commands for some reason. Let's see, what's the other big thing I'm really kind of wanting to get done is I really want to have a desk space that I can actually work at. And I want it to be stand up. And I know what I want, okay? I think it's in my wish list. The desk I'm looking at only costs like $26. Why am I looking at a desk? Okay? Because this particular one is constructed in a way that it hangs. And so it's made for construction workers to use on the job site. Okay? And I'm looking at the mini one, not the big one. The big one's too wide for any space I have. I think. I mean, it would fit in a couple of places, but I don't want to block a window. I'm particular about my windows. So if and when I ever get the tracker back, the plan is I will get it back eventually. The plan is to eventually have a roof rack on the white tracker. The blue tracker has a roof rack. So anything can be hung from roof rack down the side of the car. Not a problem. So I want my desk to be the same thing that I use here at the cabin as I use when I'm on the road. I want it to be enough of a workspace where I can put the keyboard of my Bluetooth keyboard and my phone, and if I ever had a computer again or whatever, because who knows if I'm getting a computer again. I don't. Laptop, whatever, tablet, whatever, I don't know. But being able to take it outdoors and work or bring it inside and work, and it would only require 2 hooks or to hang it from a hook, right, from the roof of the car when I'm on the road. That would be outside. It would be lovely. I'm also still looking at, I don't know whether Mikio bought hers or not. I couldn't get her any more of a discount on the iDome shelter. But I'm still considering getting one. And I talked to Dags the other day. He owns the company. And he said, oh yeah, Lesa, we got one for you whenever you're ready. And we're not... they're not going to charge me shipping to get it. They're going to ship it for free. And he's given me a great discount on mine. I can't get any more discount for you guys. I tried. But he'll give you guys free shipping. You're going to get that anyways. But because his shelter tent, so one, it can be used with just the top as shade, or it can be used with a totally enclosed tent thing. It's now been tested up to 80-mile-an-hour winds and holds up fine. Kate, the stand-up hanging desk thing is in my Amazon wish list. The links are below the descriptions in all my videos. Just find the one that's my actual wish list and not my store. The wish list is further down in the list. And if you have any trouble, just text me and I'll get you that link. Because that desk is only like $26. I want it really bad, but I don't have $26 right now. The little one, the $26 one, will fit right on that front window that looks over the porch. And so I could stand up there and work. I just need 2 hooks on the wall. So, and then I just fold it up with all the stuff in it and move it when I'm going somewhere. So I don't have to keep moving everything. So I really like that. Okay, no problem. Beth, that was to you. So what was I telling you about? So we were talking about the desk. And I have a steering wheel desk. And the steering wheel desk is fine, but is little. And so it's like a briefcase. And I could take it with me places and do some work, but I can't figure out a way to hang that one on the wall. I've thought about ways, but and the surface on the steering wheel one, the surface feels like it's like a piece of ABS plastic inside the guts, and so it sags, and it sags in the heat, and it's fine with it's just a little weird when you're doing a little tiny keyboard and stuff. So I don't know. Anyways, but I do own that. But so yeah, I'd like to have that piece of my life a little organized. So I might go ahead and spend the money this coming month to order that, because that would just help me have all my desk stuff in one place instead of this is over here and that's over there. And I've really been wanting to journal using my Bluetooth keyboard again. Now that I've got a Samsung phone and I'm able to connect it to this Samsung phone, I finally got it to work. And I finally was able to get Google Docs to work again. I was not successful with that on my old phone. So now that that's all working again, I would love to be able to just in the morning stand up and type for 45 minutes or an hour and just get the crap out of my head. It's journaling is a thing, and I don't have to always do it, but I like doing it. So I'll get back to that. And then sometimes I can do some extra projects. I've been discussing with Stan at Stan's Auto and Diesel in St. John's, helping him redo his waiting area and admin area and reorganizing his desk and the parts room, which doesn't even have shelves in it. I'm not in the mood for doing all that painting. I'd like him to hire somebody to do the painting, but he was like, oh, I don't know, but because I don't want to do the painting, but I already sent him the links the other day when I was down in town. I visited with him for a little bit, and I sent him the links that I found for the furniture I suggest that he gets, because he just, the way people keep money sometimes, when people have money, the way they keep it is they're cheap ass. No offense, but sometimes that's the way it is. So I hope he's gonna roll with that, because with all the changes in St. John's, that would make life a lot better. So please use uppercase Qs on subjects or questions you'd like me to talk about. We've been at this a while. I'm thinking that we're about done. And I noticed that Wendy has placed herself on the front porch and is just hanging out now that she's, chased rats with the cats and whatever else. So that's the dog update. Carnivore update, I don't know about any more to tell you on that. Just the fact that I can have a little bit of dairy. I may need to, I don't know if I need to, I may need to watch how much I have. I don't know the answer yet, but I'm, so far so good. I can tell the difference in coffees. That I'm noticing. And there are days when I'm kind of going, yeah, don't want it. And then I'm having some. I did buy a really super good quality olive oil this month. I want to have it in the cupboard. I want to have it in storage, something, for just in case, just in case. Sometimes, sometimes when you're in these rural off-grid areas, stuff happens. And, and you see my little shelf I got up there, those 2 little containers I picked up at market a couple of weeks ago. One of them has coffee grounds in it. The other one's empty right now. And that's a Malden salt. Like that salt. I like flaky, chunky thing salt. So that's kind of nice. I have Redmond's. It's out in the cabinet outside. I put Redmond's on my egg white omelet this morning. And no, I did not buy egg whites. I bought egg. The chickens I used to have here last winter, I got eggs from those chickens the other day from my neighbor. And so I separate them. And so when I go to have an omelet for breakfast, like I had this morning, I separate 3 eggs. And I put the egg whites in one bowl, and I put the egg yolks in another bowl. And then I put the egg yolks on the floor for the cats and Wendy to have. So they get the egg yolk, and I get the egg whites. And then I had tallow, not because my fry pan was clean enough, but it still had tallow from when I cooked dinner yesterday. And so I made my omelet in there. And I tried, a friend has been getting a lot of cheddar cheese from food boxes and senior boxes in our area, and they've been freezing it. And she said, if you can tolerate this cheese, I'll make sure you get more. And I was like, okay. So I had grated that cheddar cheese on my egg white omelet this morning, and so far so good. So if that works, then I have a source of cheese that won't cost me quite as much. Okay, so how are we doing? We about done? We're at almost 2 hours. We're a minute away from 2 hours. Any more questions you guys got today? Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for consistently coming and being part of my community. I hope I've been helpful. I see Stephen Rockford said something. Rockwood said, "Good afternoon, my YouTube buddy. Hope you enjoy your Sunday." Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. Pray for each other. Pray for the world. Pray for our incredibly interesting country. Yeah. The great one, the great creator, knows what's up. He's got this. We don't. So, try to do the best you can. Try to remember to be kind when the opportunity presents itself. Try to give people the opportunity to be nicer than it appears, which is a challenge for me personally when their messages are coming through in text and they seem aggressive or threatening or bullying. It's challenging to remember to breathe and let the person have space to realize that something's happening and maybe it's not what they're thinking or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, a little bit, turn the other cheek, but don't be ridiculous with it, Remember that thing we were taught, a lot of us my age were taught when we were younger, about the golden rule thing, about don't do to other people what you don't want people to do to you. So do what you want people to do. Be the change you want to see in the world. Try that on for a little bit. And like I said, pray for each other. Don't remember the issues all going on with each of us right now. I'm awful glad we could have a pajama morning and get through it. And I didn't even feel self-conscious in the whole situation. But at least I've been warm in this sweatshirt. So y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful week. And we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Ciao.